So I'll say this about strength, right? It's not the devil necessarily, right? But when we're drilling our technique and we're learning something in here, Josh, how many weeks did I yell at you for early on?
4 or 6.
Yeah, but eventually you got it, right? And again, sometimes this comes from the school that we come from. Sometimes it's just like, again, I have a tendency of being, the first thing I do if I'm shooting, first thing that comes up typically is I'm gonna get tense. When I wanna go fast. When I'm creating stress and when I'm creating speed, I wanna go fast. I'm like, go fast, go hard, right? It means that I don't know it as much as I think I do. I can do it well sometimes too, but not 10 out of 10 times. So it just means I need to kind of reestablish that new norm in my body, right? Just like you guys may have to do that for Rivers has come a long ass way. MIP, January. He's letting his technique work for him. But is he not strong? No, you better believe he's damn strong too, right? So if he needs it, he needs to make up for it, or if he's in a new position, maybe he reverts to that and it's useful. And if it works, okay, cool, that's fine. But what happens if you have a headache? Or what happens if you're not feeling great? Or you did a workout the day before, your shoulder's messed up? You don't have a choice whether you get into a fight or not. You're in it now. And the difference is going to be the efficiency of your technique. Or Rivers beats the exact same version of himself, but the guy happens to be 6'6", 300 pounds. Now that strength advantage that works against us doesn't work against that guy, but now Rivers also has technique. And now he can combine that with his strength and his speed and whatever physical characteristics he has to get it done and be that much more effective. Again, I just want that kind of turned down as much as possible. And it shouldn't exist when we're drilling at all. Because if I need to do it, if I can only do it with strength, that means I really can't do the move, in my opinion. So shut all those physical characteristics off, let the technique work, get that into your body, and then you can add in those other elements if you want. So does that follow, guys? So just make sure we want technique itself to do the work. And again, what we're really chasing in jiu-jitsu is physics. We're really trying to understand the power of leverage, the understanding of getting underneath their center of mass. And if we're able to do that, it really doesn't require a whole lot of strength. Is strength a real thing? Yes, absolutely. Right? And it can help us. But what we're learning in here is not strength. We have our strength conditioning classes, we have our weights, we have our CrossFit gyms to do that. I don't do that here. I'm probably maybe the worst guy to learn that stuff, right? What I can teach you though is jiu-jitsu and how to grapple as efficiently as possible. I don't know everything, but I know some stuff. And what I'm trying to get you guys to chase are those principles of jiu-jitsu that's gonna allow you to be more efficient. And when you're more efficient and you understand what you're doing, everything's more chill, man. I always use this example. It's like when you guys got your driver's license for the first time, right? Or like this 15-year-old pimply-ass kid, and everything seems like it's a big deal. Like steering wheel, what am I supposed to do with the steering wheel? You gotta, shift it, and now I gotta press on the gas. Well, where's the brake? Do I use both legs, just one foot? What the heck am I doing? And then after a while, you're like, you're on your cell phone, you're drinking coffee. Like, it's not a big deal. There's lights, there's cars all around you, not a big deal because you're used to it. So that's the key. We want to create that same kind of composure or comfort level when we're grappling as well. Any questions, guys, on any of the techniques that we went over? Oh, so you guys mastered everything. Is that what you're saying?
Just need to drill.
Yeah, exactly. You just need to drill. And again, Rivers, amazing, dude. Really good technique, man. And it's looking really sharp.
Oh, another question, not really a question, but I really like the concentration that you put on us on the thumb.
Yeah.
And prying it down, because even with Nicole, I was holding on as hard as I could, but as soon as she started prying the thumb away, all my strength was gone.
Yes.
So,
Thank you for asking that question, because I'm not sure I was really understanding how I was doing. But I think a good way to do it is almost like you're rolling a towel, where I'm not necessarily twisting the thumb off, like I'm not pulling the thumb. I'm actually, if the thumb stayed in place, or if I didn't have a thumb, I'm grabbing the meat of the thumb and rolling it downward, like I'm rolling a towel. And again, my weight is behind it. I'm leaning in just a little bit, not too much, I don't want to throw myself off base, but I'm rolling it down and getting my weight involved. As soon as that separates, I'm getting both hands, if I can, and holding it right down to my waist, right on either side of my waist, right? If I can. If I can't, not a big deal. I can still rotate, get my shoulder, center of their sternum, and I'm back in the game. Or pushing those away, turning, and creating that space to where I can get to my weapon or get the heck out of there. Okay, but that, yeah, thank you for that question. So Rivers was asking about this thing, and if you're giving me resistance and I'm trying to, let's say even I'm giving good weight here, but I'm opening up your thumb here, like give me resistance, and I'm opening up his thumb, I'm doing this, I'm trying to pry his thumb away from his hand. That's not going to do anything because these 4 fingers are still connected. So if I'm pulling this off, it's not comfortable for him, but he still has a good connection on his own wrist. So this is not what we're doing. I'm not prying his thumb away from his hand. That's not going to do much. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the meat, just the front of the knuckle here this way, and I'm just, again, like I'm rolling a towel. I'm putting my weight behind it, and I'm rolling it down and away. Now I can lean and get my sternum, my shoulder in the center of the sternum. Does that feel better?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. And I know if it works on Rivers, it should work on most human beings. So it's right. That's the thing. But again, we always want to look for ways that we can maximize our body against theirs. How do I bring all these forces at play, mainly invisible forces, right? So I can, make them force multipliers, right? And with anything, in my experience, from what I've seen, and I've had like the pleasure of seeing some of the best martial artists in the world, some of the best athletes in the world, and I've got a chance to watch them and ask them questions and learn from them. And I always find that these are people that are operating in the things that you really can't see. I think that genius oftentimes operates in the invisible. It's the things that aren't obvious. You know what I mean? If I did that escape, you may have some commentators, even guys that are actual fighters, may go, "Man, Kenny's grips must be crazy. I've shook hands with Rivers and he's got a crazy grip. Kenny must have a stronger grip than Rivers." Because that's the obvious thing. That would be the most obvious thing, was that like Kenny just pried Rivers' hands away from his hands and he got the job done. Man, Kenny's really strong. I didn't expect that from him. He's got a dad bod. Right? But that wasn't the thing. The thing was how I'm manipulating that wrist, how I'm manipulating the end of the lever, and how I'm connecting my body to Rivers to make myself heavy, right? And then I'm going, right? So those are the kind of things that we want to kind of search for in as many positions as possible. We're going to continue doing that drill that we did in the beginning of class as far as like how we want to get up. And we can do it in a variety of ways, up against the wall, up out in open space. And again, some of the things that we want to deny to our opponents, and this is going to be an all the time thing for the most part, is we want to deny them as much as we can that real estate between armpit and head. Okay, it just allows them to connect to our bodies really well, really, really well. It doesn't mean it's the end of the world, but it just, now I got to untie those hands. I got to deal with him moving me around and off balancing me. And now they kind of have the upper hand. So if I can prevent them from getting that connection underneath armpit and hip, I save myself a lot of headaches. Okay, so keeping my elbows in tight to my hips and being mindful of these things are going to be huge. Now, if I want to get up, can I get up if my feet are away from my hips? I can't do it. Like, I'd love to be able to do that fancy thing, like, what the? I can get up to my feet. I can't, right? So, and especially if there's someone behind me, I'm not gonna be able to do that anyway, even if I could. So what I need to do is bring these guys in and give me some kind of structural integrity. So now I can get up when I retract my feet and I'm gonna roll my head over my knee. I'm keeping my elbows home to my hips the whole time. Now, if I'm leaning on this side, everybody get on their knee for a second, just behind the camera. Can I get up without reorienting my body? Can I get up onto my foot if you don't change the position of your body? Absolutely not. what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift over to the other side and get this leg out. Now I'm going to shift my weight over to this leg and reorient my body. So again, I have that head over my hips, hips over my knees, knees over my ankles for the most part, and I have a nice wide base, relatively wide base for stability. Right? The wider our legs are, the more stability we have. I don't want to be in like a Jean-Claude Van Damme split because now I can't move. Right? Not that I can do a split. Right? But I want to be somewhere where I'm stable and I can move and get away if I have to. If my legs are too wide, yes, I have a wide base, but I can't really move effectively. If my legs are really close together, I don't have as much stability. So I want to find that position where I have my head over my hips. I don't want to be over here. If someone just pushes my butt, I'm going to go forward. If I lean too far going backwards, again, there's nothing supporting my head from my head to the floor. They're going to take me that direction. If I'm leaning over this side, they're going to take me in that direction. Right? So I want to keep my head over my hips as much as possible. This is where I'm going to be stabilized and I have this structural integrity. Cool? So again, I'm getting up. Feet are out in front of me. I'm going to bring this in. I'm rolling over my knee, stabilizing, switching my base, making sure I'm doing this even in reverse. I can switch to this side, tucking this in, keeping my elbows home, rotating, getting my head over my hips, getting that stability. This is my support. My knee is underneath my hips. I can bring this in a little bit. Now I can shift. And again, I'm getting right back into my home position for my base. Cool, so we're gonna continue doing this and we'll do this with people hanging on us, trying to get position, right? And we're just gonna do this as a warm up so you guys are aware of this all the time. Yeah, so Rivers, you're gonna actually demo it. I'm just gonna lean and put your elbows on your hips. He's taking his time, he's not just trying to get up as quickly as he can. He's got his shoulder in the center of my sternum. He can get an underhook if he wants. He's actually stepping on my foot, which is actually really good too, actually, right? And then his head is up right back in place. Now I can't move him. He's got the winning position as of right now. That makes sense? Awesome. So again, and these things will repeat themselves over and over and over again. Why are principles and fundamentals so important? Because you see these all the time. They're always injected into pretty much every position or in some way, shape, or form. Right? So these things are repeatable. You'll see them over and over again. And if you find yourself, with a little hurdle or a question in your mind as you're going in real time, for grappling, always go back to the fundamentals. Go back to those principles. What's your base look like? Where should you be positionally? Cool? Awesome, guys. Guys, so thanks for checking it out. We're going to be offering a lot more of these kind of 15-minute clips or so. And I'll be doing a lot of different things, both on this YouTube channel and my YouTube channel. I'll be doing like different videos, breaking down fighters, breaking down techniques, and different things. We have some exciting services as well for those of you who are teaching and want to be better at teaching and want to kind of add something into your school to make it better and kind of separate yourself in the market as an instructor and offer perhaps maybe a deeper learning experience for your students. I am creating some stuff that I think is going to be really helpful, I hope. It's something that's relatively unique for those guys that are out there that are looking to maybe be a better coach, be a better trainer. Even if you're a student and you want to learn some of these things and you have the hope of maybe teaching one day, or if you want to just further your understanding about jiu-jitsu, I think these are things that are going to be unique to the market and things that hopefully you find useful. So they'll be coming out soon. And if you guys want to come and train, I'm here in Charlotte, North Carolina, A&R Tactics, 588 Griffith Road in Charlotte. Come out, give us a call. If you're a blue belt and higher, or if you have a decent amount of experience as a white belt, give us a call. We're doing no-gi here twice a week. They have a lot of other classes here as well, which is really cool. So come check us out. You can hit me up at Kenny Florian if you have any questions on social media, and I hope to see you here.